Hey everyone. Happy Tuesday. It is a very snowy Tuesday here. Thankfully, I made it into the office. It's a little hard for me to work from home. So roads were not too bad, so I made it into the office today. Hopefully you guys are having a productive Tuesday as well. I wanted to go live today to kind of talk a little bit about, I think, something that can be a little bit confusing in marketing and something that sometimes people don't necessarily realize, and that is that that digital marketing isn't just necessarily social media. It isn't just necessarily SEO. That there's sort of a whole kind of strategy of putting everything together and creating this kind of overall picture of what marketing is. And so I like to call them the 5 pillars. So basically, there are 5 different kind of like main categories of things that you should be doing in marketing, in digital marketing in particular. And they kind of all sort of affect your business in a couple different ways. So today we're going to dive into just kind of going through what those 5 are, how they can influence and impact your business online, and then making sure that you guys are kind of, trying to tackle something within each of those kind of main categories. So the first pillar, which is something that I talk about all the time, I'll turn this down a little bit, that I talk about all the time, and I'm sure is something that probably seems to be a little bit overwhelming for a lot of business owners and a lot of people, and that is SEO, or search engine optimization. I talk about it a lot. It's something that is really important to me. It's something that I feel like all business owners should be thinking about in some way or another, especially if your goal is to drive traffic to your website, drive sales online, drive interest in your business. SEO is just really sort of the way to do it. So search engine optimization is becoming more and more important as we continue to kind of go down this road of social media and organic reach on social media being decreased, and the drive to spend money on these sites becomes more and more important. So, eventually it's going to price out a lot of small business owners. I'm not saying that advertising on social media, you shouldn't be doing it. You absolutely should. If you can afford it, you absolutely should be participating in it. It's a great tool. But as organic reach decreases and more businesses are spending more and more money, a lot of times small business owners and entrepreneurs can get priced out of the market, especially depending on your industry and if you have a high competitive industry. So SEO is just going to become more and more important as that continues to change and to grow. So that's sort of the kind of first kind of foundation and pillar that I really talk about a lot, is SEO. And that should be something that you should be looking at your website. You should be making sure that it's compatible for mobile and all that kind of stuff. You should be looking at your content strategy and really just sort of seeing if you have some kind of an SEO strategy in place. That's the first thing. Pillar number 2, which kind of builds off of the SEO pillar, is blogging. Now, this is another thing that a lot of business owners hate. I get it. You're not writers. Maybe some of you are. Some of you are. Most of you guys tend to tell me that it's not an activity that you enjoy. It's not an activity that you tend to have a lot of time for, and it's not something that you necessarily want to do. Blogging is going to become increasingly more important. And when I say blogging, I mean written content, and I also mean video blogs. Video blogs are a great tool as well, as video becomes more important this year. But creating original content is going to become more and more important as, again, like we just talked about, social media organic reach decreases. People are inundated with information from brands all day long. You can basically think of something. There's always this joke going around, is you think of something and the next time you're on Facebook, you see 4 ads devoted to what you were just thinking of and you didn't know that anybody knew it. So people are inundated. So how are they making decisions? How are they deciding who they're going to work with? And that's by content. So they're viewing videos, they're reading blogs, they're checking out your website, they're looking at your social media posts, and they're seeing if you're somebody that matches the type of person that they want to work with. Creating blogs, creating video blogs is going to kind of be the main way that you do it. So outside of the whole SEO factor, you're also really working with a way to kind of connect with your audience when a lot of times your social media posts aren't necessarily getting through. So that's pillar number 2. Pillar number 3, which we just kind of talked about a little bit, is going to be social media. So while social media is becoming increasingly more difficult to get through, it's not something that you want to give up. What can be difficult sometimes is sometimes people say, well, there's all of these different kinds of social media platforms. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Snapchat, there's Pinterest, there's Google+, there's LinkedIn. How do I know which platform to be on? I just don't have the headspace or the capacity to be on all of these different platforms. Really take some time to kind of find your target and see what platforms they're on. Because while you may not be able to reach everyone like you used to be able to, if you really can hone in on the platforms that your particular niche audience is using, you have a much better chance of actually reaching them on social media. Also, you want to keep your sites updated and fresh and new because you never know when someone's going to be looking. So while you may think, I post something and only like 30 people see it, 40 people see it, it's not necessarily something that a ton of different people are seeing. You never know if you're going to connect with a potential client or customer and they're going to go to their preferred social media source and look you up, see when you last posted, see what you're talking about. If they go to your Facebook page and you haven't posted in 10 months, they're going to feel like you're not necessarily relevant, you're not necessarily fresh, and they may end up gravitating towards someone whose content is more updated. So, like we've talked about earlier, while it may not be as easy to reach a lot of people on social media, it's still a really great practice to continue to post, especially on the outlets where your audience is watching. That's pillar number 3. Pillar number 4 is email marketing. Email marketing is still one of the best ways to get in front of an audience that's engaged, that's paying attention, and that wants your information. We may seem to think, and sometimes this is true, our inboxes are inundated. We're getting tons of promotional emails and content from different people, and sometimes it's stuff we haven't even signed up for. So open rates have gone down in email. However, it's still showing to be one of the most effective ways to connect with somebody one-on-one, and be there in a place that's easy for them to access and to share when they are ready for your service. So think about your own behavior. So if you're going to go shopping at Old Navy and you're looking online and you've added some things to your cart, before you check out, chances are you're going to go scan through your email and see if there's any coupon codes that you've gotten recently. So while you may not have necessarily opened that email yesterday when you got it, today is relevant for you. And you want to go to an easy place to get that information. Email marketing is still going to continue to be a great tool in 2018. It's a great way to share your content. So if you're going back to pillar 2, which is blogging, it's going to be a great place to share that and really just kind of disseminate messages in a really cost-effective way as well. So that's pillar number 4. Hopefully you guys are with me. Pillar 1, SEO. Pillar 2, blogging. Pillar 3, social media. Pillar 4, email marketing. Pillar 5 is paid advertising. And this is one that a lot of people don't really like when I talk about, because yes, it does cost you money. But there's just sort of no way around it. I think people and marketers have pushed back from paid advertising a lot, really focusing on the organic route, trying to get as much organic reach as possible, which is still super important. However, I think there is no denying how important and how much Facebook ads or Pinterest ads or Instagram ads work. They are just, if you're going to be spending money in advertising, it's just a great way to connect with somebody that's hyper targeted, that's hyper focused, that's looking for your brand or service, instead of just sort of throwing money out there and hoping that somebody that's looking for you makes sense or sees it. So face advertising is still going to become, is still a great tool. It's just shifting how you're using your ad dollars. And I think if you look at stats from how, especially like big businesses are spending their money, they're shifting their money away from TV, shifting their money away from billboards, shifting their money away from newspaper ads and things like that, and really driving it into digital marketing, because you can ensure that a lot of your money isn't going to be wasted. And you should be reaching a really targeted group of people and having much higher conversions. So, as you can see, all 5 pillars are super, super important. They're just sort of, I always say to my clients, you don't have to do everything. I say just because it's an option doesn't necessarily mean it's an option for you. However, you should be looking at all of these 5 things, these 5 sort of categories, and seeing where you and your business can take advantage. So how can you sort of fit in with some of these categories and participate in some activities that are helping you kind of grow within each one. So, in the social media platform, maybe LinkedIn just isn't your thing. You haven't gotten any traction on it. You're not really connecting with your target audience on it. Don't do LinkedIn. But maybe Instagram makes a lot of sense for you. On the content in the blogging pillar, maybe, writing, there's no way you're going to get a blog out. There's especially, I always recommend at least twice a week. It's just not going to happen. Maybe you can do a video blog once a month. So you don't have to be sort of an expert or fully participate in all 5 of them. Just kind of think about ways that you can sort of dip your toe into each of them and really utilize them to your business's advantage. So on that note, to what I have going on right now, which I am super excited about, is it's a 5-month kind of mastermind that sort of really dives into all 5 pillars. I created this particularly because I truly believe that by putting all 5 of these together and really kind of creating this sort of robust strategy around your brand, you can see massive growth and massive change online. I think it's really, it's just so important to businesses, and I'm super excited to be able to teach them and to teach hopefully you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the comment section a link to this mastermind program. It's 5 months. Each month we tackle one of the pillars. So there's live trainings, there's group support. We really kind of dive deep into how you and your business can utilize it effectively. What's great about this program, though, is you can kind of utilize it and, just like I said, do what makes sense for your business. So once you kind of know what all of the options are in each of these categories, you can dive in and sort of pick and choose what makes sense for you. You can challenge yourself to kind of go outside of the box a little bit, or in some cases, maybe just sort of pull back and say, you know what? This is what I'm comfortable with. I'm kind of, I'm taking advantage of as much as I can within this pillar. And I don't really have the space right now to move beyond that. And that's okay. But what's great about this mastermind is that by the end of this, you at least will know all of the information And then from there, you can create, the strategy that makes the most sense for you. And you can build upon that as it makes sense. So as you tend to create more space in your business, as you've been able to outsource some things, at least you know what to do to create a successful marketing strategy. So again, I'm going to put that link in the comment section. It's called Drive Your Digital Marketing. I'm, again, super excited about it. It launches February 13th. So in like 15 days, which I can't believe. January is basically over. It's crazy how fast it went. It is limited. There are only 15 spots available. It is something that I wanted to keep small purposely to be able to connect with everybody individually, to really sort of hone in on the 15 different businesses and really help drive people to creating this amazing marketing plan over the next 5 months. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you kind of learned a little bit and got a little bit inspired to really sort of dive into some of these kind of 5 real big pillars of marketing and see how you can apply them to your business and how you can kind of maybe dip your toes in the water of something new that you haven't thought of trying yet. So I hope to see you back here. I'm going to try to do some more live videos this week just because I'm really excited and I have a lot of stuff to talk about and I want to share it with everybody else. So hope to talk to you soon. And you can always feel free to drop some questions in the comment section of this video. You can drop some questions on the Facebook page, or you can head over, you can join my private Facebook group, the Digital Marketing Hub, which is a little bit more interactive. We do some more tips and tricks and things like that. People tend to, there's just a little bit more going on in there. So you can feel free to head on over in there as well. It's a free group to join. You just would have to be approved. So that's called the Digital Marketing Hub. And you can feel free to ask questions anywhere. I love answering questions. I love giving out information, and I hope that we can talk soon. Thanks, guys.